Hello, we are Feedback First. And here's our website, a link to our website. And this is our team. I'm Jen Foya.
And I'm Andrea Lopez.
So essentially on this slide is where we were just focused on validating whether the job application process is actually just a real pain point. And so we started with the assumptions and essentially that recent grads feel frustrated and anxious when applying because they spend hours on an application and then receive little to no feedback. So our goal was to validate if this is a problem that truly exists by using essentially interviews rather than just assumptions. During our first round of interviews, we spoke to early job seekers and confirmed that this frustration does exist. However, we weren't sure if the feedback was the main issue, so we needed a deeper validation. So during the second round interviews, we essentially fixed some of our questions and found out that users don't just want jobs, they want directions, clarity, and actionable feedback. Many were tracking applications manually and didn't know how to improve. And so this essentially helped us narrow down the problem. And so during our third round of interviews, in the third round, we essentially identified clear patterns, and users wanted to understand why they were not getting hired, and the process creates like a stress and just an uncertainty. And so this validated both functional and emotional sides of the problem. And so when we validate our customers as essentially recent grads and early career professionals that are applying to many jobs, and the core problem is that the process is just slow and very unclear and lacks feedbacks, leaving these users essentially just stuck. And so when getting down to the emotional aspect of it, what stood out most was that users feel frustrated, anxious, overwhelmed, and discouraged. And this showed us that it was actually a high impact problem. And here is, I pass it over to Andrea for BMC.
So this is our business model canvas pre-interview. We showed how there's a problem in the channels that we used. And then we updated our business model canvas based on what we learned. We refined our value proposition to focus on feedback and clarity, identify channels like LinkedIn and Reddit, and explore personalized support. This shows how our model evolved through validated learning. And we help job seekers succeed. And why we stand out is because we have personalized feedback, guidance tailored to you, and eliminate the frustration of applying blindly. And we build confidence and increase success rates. In our first experiment, we tested if users would pay $25 per month. We created a landing page with a waitlist and measured real behavior. Our goal was 24% conversion, and we reached about 27%, which showed strong initial interest. In our second experiment, we tested pricing further by adding lower cost add-ons between $5 and $15, along with $25 subscription. We assumed a lower entry price would increase interest. However, the results showed the opposite. Only about 7% of users were interested in add-ons, while most preferred the subscription. This invalidated our assumption and showed users want a complete solution rather than smaller features. Our key takeaway it showed that real behavior can differentiate from expectations. Users prefer simplicity and a full solution, reinforcing the importance of testing assumptions. Going forward, we plan to improve feedback features, expand access to professionals, enhance the dashboard, continue testing pricing, and strengthen our channels and partnerships. Everything we do will continue to be tested and validated. Our biggest takeaway is that this process is about learning, not guessing. We validated the problem, identified feedback as a key need, and learned that subscription is preferred. Most importantly, we learned how to iterate using real data. Thank you.